What's good, people? Uncle Hotep back at it again. How y'all doing? Happy Sunday, and it's raining. It seems like it's been raining for the last 2 days, all weekend. It's terrible. But anyway, I'm up early, doing some videos. And, I was scrolling through my Facebook feed. I didn't mean to be on the Coli this early in the morning. If you don't know, Coli is a hip-hop message board. I go frequently. I also frequently get thrown in the bushes by these shines. Being a black conservative and Hotep. That might be synonymous with it. It's pretty much. The groupthink in the African American, the Shine community is strong, very strong. But I was scrolling in my Facebook feed for a quick second this morning, and I seen somebody posted a Coli link, and now this is the message board at Higher Learning. If you can get it on the site, go ahead, and this is where the Shine, the African Americans, the Akata. This is where this is the sub forum of the Coli, where they mostly talk about politics and such things. I used to frequent here. I do not any longer. Because like I said, the group think is strong. All the mods hate black conservatives. I got bushed, banned, threatened with permanent ban all the time. So I just stopped posting in there. But anyway. Be that as it may, I forgot. I didn't see this article. I'm glad. Somebody posted this link in the Facebook feed. I'm one of the groups I'm in, one of the black conservative groups. I was like, oh shit, I forgot about Steve Bannon was meeting with black business leaders. I forgot he was doing this, and I'm glad I seen this. So I went to the Coli to read the thread, and here I am. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give it a vote of excellent. Steve Bannon tells black leaders in South Carolina to demand better. They had a meeting with black business leaders, and I see a lot of white folks in the crowd. Oh, this is a different picture. They didn't have. I forgot. They only had the Associated Press in the room. They didn't have anybody else. But this is a different picture. This is Manchester, so this is in South Carolina. They did the okey doke. Former White House strategist told a group of black South Carolina business leaders that he understands the frustrations that others might feel at not being able to grow their businesses. Minority entrepreneurs are the biggest customers of community banks, Bannon said. And you know why they didn't get recapitalized? Because nobody cares. When it comes times to making deals, you're not in the room. Now remember, I just said that. Breitbart News chief participant in roundtable discussion with several black leaders. Others the same. The event, sponsored by the South Carolina African American Chamber of Commerce, was closed to the media except for the Associated Press. Chamber Chairman Stephen Gilchrist, who counts Bannon as a friend, said he broached the idea of speaking to some of his members during a recent visit with Bannon at his White House, D.C. home. The administration has an opportunity to engage a new constituency and show them what policy really means, Gilchrist told the AP. Bannon got a warm welcome from the group, getting resounding "Amen, Amen" from the members when he explained that his concept of economic nationalism has nothing to do with ethnicity or race, but rather for policies that advance the opportunities for its citizens. Everybody was like, "Oh, the white nationalists," and this is what I try to tell the Shine. Just because these alleged groups, KKK, David Duke, alt-right, Richard Spencer, they endorse Bannon, Trump, etc., for these said policies. If you concentrate on the economic advancement of your own citizens instead of illegals, they're going to vouch for it because it helps them, and it also can help you as well because you're citizens. There's nobody more American than black people. Let's just be perfectly clear. We've been here since, the creation of the country, pretty much. It's not like we're talking about we just got here. Like, the shine has been here. The Akata has been here. The reason we call them Akata is because they've been here. And blacks don't look at it that way. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. If you why would you not back a president and a policymaker that wants to put the citizens that are already here first? Why wouldn't you do that? For the black community, Bannon said that means strengthening the community banks, in which he said many minority-owned businesses rely. These institutions, he said, didn't get the same bailout opportunities as bigger banks did following the economic downturn several years ago. When it comes time to make deals, you're not in the room, he said, adding that big banks got a piece of the action. Is it in time for your piece? Saying she and other black voters had trusted Trump when he told them he would support their communities. Veriva Davis of Benedict College, a historically black school in Columbia, asked Bannon what other candidates they should support to have a voice in the government. President Trump said to black people, "Vote for me. What do you have to lose?" Harris said. "That's what we're waiting for. Who else do we need to put up there? Just tell us. We'll get them there. I'm right here." Gubernatorial candidate Catherine Templeton, who also addressed the room group, spoke from a corner in the room. I don't know who Catherine Templeton is, but we'll see. Later Friday, Templeton introduced Bannon at a dinner at the Citadel, where he received an award for the Citadel Republican Society. Two other Republicans vying for the next year's GOP nomination, incumbent Henry McMaster and Lieutenant Governor Kevin Bryant, were also on hand. Bannon hasn't made an endorsement in South Carolina governor's race, but he and Templeton, the state's former labor chief, has stayed in touch since the Trump administration considered her for a U.S. Labor Department job. She is casting herself as established and challenging outside, beholden to no interest groups. McMaster has backing up Trump. Maybe Bannon's going to. Maybe they're going to try primary someday. I don't know. Now let's go to the comments. Now let me just read this one part over again. This is important. This is going to go to the post I made at the end of this. For black community, Bannon said that means strengthening the community banks, in which he said many minority-owned businesses rely. This is what he said. Now, this is what the replies are. And you can imagine it's coming from the shine, so you know they're going to be like, white supremacists, I'm scared now, these comes now. I got a little faith in the older generation. It's on us. Want us to do what? What are y'all doing then? Sitting there complaining about white folks? Man, you got to be shitting me. Coons are thriving nowadays. Look at the daps. All these people are dapping it. Coon and clap for a man who runs a white supremacist website. No damn dignity for themselves or they people. He told no lies. See, some of these people go get it. I want some of y'all to think this is like this to stop and think about this for a moment. You in principle agree with it, with what the avowed white supremacists think black people in our community should be doing. That doesn't mean make you reflect on that in any way. Maybe they want y'all to do better, so y'all stop acting like shine. You know what I mean? It could benefit both people. You know what I mean? Just because if the white supremacist says the sky is blue, you're going to say the sky is pink. Like, have some common sense there, shine. This is divide and conquer strategy, and it's incredibly disingenuous. I would hope so. Hope transparently so. He is a well-spoken con man, chicken hawk, very dangerous. I was listening to him during an interview on the Daily Podcast. He comes off very personable. If you don't know his history or his underlying policies, you would think he's a cool guy. He just wants everybody to succeed and get rich. The reality is he is a real-life Littlefinger. He wants chaos and pushes his own agenda forward through division and white nationalism. He's a businessman, Charlie Manson. I don't know about if he's a chicken hawk or not, man. Like, I thought the definition of chicken hawk, you want people to go to war, and I haven't seen any Bannon policies or statements that he wants the United States of America to go to war with anybody. I think the opposite is true. Man, basically saying the devil you know is so bad you should trust the new devil. The sad part is some folks won't realize you should never make a deal with the devil, period. Okay. I did laugh at the part where they said a resounding amen. He's giving the Jordan cry face. It's the truth. Unfortunately, no matter who says it, I don't necessarily agree that black businesses need to align with a specific party or even Bannon. But they need to have a seat at the table when it comes to getting money, especially since community banks, the source of capital for these businesses, are being consolidated or dying out. It's my man Dead here. Shout outs to him. You should be able to separate the source from the validity of what's being said. If he told you Trump was racist or DACA was a good program, I doubt there'd be anyone here questioning him. That said, what part of when it comes to make deals you're not in the room, isn't it time for your piece, should be disregarded because it comes from him? Let me give him a dap. An angler fish will let a fish get a nibble of its bait before it devours it. Not to mention, this man said he was perfectly fine with black people not being able to vote. You niggas don't vote anyway. He didn't say that, man. People. This is the thing. People will just put words out there and just say they'll just say that anything. Bannon said, he said you shines can't vote. I think he said homeowners should vote, and because then they'll put two and two together. They'll say, blacks are the lowest homeowners, so he's saying black people can't vote. I'm a homeowner. Agreeing with what he said does not equal trusting him, and black people are in no position to dismiss opportunities at advancement from anywhere. Another tap. I don't know if I'm gonna go through all these, but what opportunities is he presenting by stating obvious? He's pandering for votes for his friends, bruh. From his meeting, it sounds like dialogue, which is always step one in an introduction to more anti-establishment conservatives. I couldn't clap for a man. He's panning for his friend. I'm not gonna play this. I want to play this. I'm not gonna play it. Hillary's Negro dialect, and they got Hillary out there. The shine dance for Hillary and everything else. This is another point. This was a good point in the thread I read. I'm still trying to figure out where you guys got the idea that dialogue with white supremacists was avoidable. The entire civil rights movement centers on dialogue negotiation with white supremacists. And I still have yet to hear how he was wrong. Just anger that he's the one saying it. A lot of white liberals are white supremacists, and yet black people agree with them all the time. Hillary. So what's the big whoop? At the end of the day, black people should listen to it all, but with a grain of salt and deeper understanding of their future and destiny, regardless to which white supremacist in power, like left, right, Democrat, or Republican. History has shown they can switch faces at any time, so what does it matter? He's a Nazi sympathizer, derailing threads while these six fucks kill people. So they're gonna they put up the Charlotte hit and run. which was obviously an ancient job. But you notice you don't even hardly hear about the case anymore. Like, did the guy go to trial or anything? Like, did they start trial, or did they start jury? Did he get a plea? What did he plead? I haven't heard anything or word about that guy who ran over those people in Charlotte. That was Treadstone. He's not lying, telling the truth. The reason the Jews were able to flourish was because of their banks and capitalizing within the community. Malcolm X agreed with the KKK wizard about what the community should do about segregation and separatism. Is someone telling you they steal from you? Are you going to say, no, you're not? Why should I believe you? You're the thief. Pre-Holocaust in Philadelphia community, they were huge in supporting their businesses through their banks. This was early 1900s, and we as African Americans have to understand importance. Fuck a Wells Fargo, etc. True. This guy's saying sympathy is also the reason the Jews have flourished. I think it's more economics, but you can't tell these people nothing. They are white, so in the early 1900s, they were allowed to save money and have business. It's not the same. I hate when people compare it like we had the same opportunities. These guys don't even know the history of America, man. Like, you understand, like, Irish weren't white. I mean, Jews weren't white back in the day. I mean, they just gave them that just so they could concentrate on this white-black dynamic. But you can't tell nobody nothing. The message is true. Demanding more and not doing business with those who don't follow through. But the message is a stone cold messenger is a stone cold white supremacist. I wouldn't clap 0.1% for that cack, but he would definitely ingrain points that I agree with. I don't have to like a MFer to learn something from them. Don't mean I like them. I can play the same game cacks play. Some of the best blacks would play that game with cacks to funnel resources back to black folks unbeknownst to them. This man gets it. Let me give him a dap. Call Me James was probably in the crowd that day cooning her on. I was talking about Hillary. This guy. He just told them what they want to hear. I mean, if they really want to know what he thinks of them, I'm sure they have access to his website. Like, what's the point of... They keep bringing up Breitbart. They're mad that Breitbart has I guess a black on black crime section or something. I don't go on there too often, but I mean, just stop having crime. If you don't want people to stop reporting on it, stop having crime. Hello. Black people get blackballed from every opportunity in America. Check out Los Angeles. It's turning white and rich thread. Right at the top of the OP will be a map that used to stop giving blacks good loans. I'm not trying to hear that Los Angeles thing. Y'all let them illegals come into Los Angeles and run your black asses out of town. It's as simple as that. And then, then the white hipsters move in and they buy up the areas and everything else. Y'all let them run out of town. That's why we need to invest in our shit. That is what he's saying. Jews couldn't loan, so they made their own Chinese, Indians, etc. The council lost for even inviting Steve Bannon to speak. That should be a no-go just off general principle. Yes, we are. People in general are always in position to dismiss opportunities. Or are they supposed to trust that something is good because it appears that way? No one's supposed to use discernment that a white nationalist talking to black community about advancements. Trust is serious, bruh. One lowly dap for this time. Divide and conquer tactics. He's not saying anything other than having been said before. Other black folks at that. Y'all dapping it with it because it's a white alcoholic said it. called Bannon a white alcoholic. He's a white supremacist. Abscess. I don't know why you even put that. Piece of shit of a man. A drunk, wife-beating drug addict. Post-white supremacist as a black man instead of teaching this to your own communities. But y'all don't listen to when black folks teach this to their own communities. Are you really attempting to deflect from Madam President switching to a black-faced voice to a pander for votes in a black church? I'm going to have to play that video later. He got a warm welcome, a few amens. What the fuck is up with these people? That's my man ordered, man. I bought his book. Still got his book. This is his book right here. Ordered it. This is your book, man. I'm still going. I only read a couple pages, but I still gotta get to it, man. This is that poster. See, I support black business. They hate me for it. I don't know what is Littlefinger. I have to read that. I don't know what they're talking about with that. I got 2 more pages. I'm gonna read it. Screw it. It's puzzling coming from him at best. When Trump tried to appeal to black voters only to turn their backs on him once he got in office. Also refused to use his position to diffuse the racial tension in this country. First of all, man, the media is playing up this racial tension. And what is he going to do? If y'all hate Trump, how is he going to use his position to diffuse it? You don't even listen to him. I remember when Trump proposed cutting taxes for businesses that set up shop in minority or plighted neighborhoods during the campaign, but he never made efforts to establish his plan. I think, a lot of stuff takes time, and, he's trying to do his tax plan right now. He's trying to get it through Congress, man. What are you talking about? None. He's a white supremacist, so was LBJ, and we got more out of him than any president since. Maybe a little truth to that. But I'm not sure what LBJ gave you was actually the best thing for you. In the article, they're clearly looking at other anti-establishment politicians interested in helping black businesses. One even hit the, hey, I'm right here. How these banks getting money? We need help from the government. Black people can talk a good game, but the reality is we need help. Everyone does and gets it. We do and don't. I think asking help from the government is the last thing the black people should be doing. Where the community banks get the money from the community, genius. You can't tell these people no. Who would show up to such a thing? Exactly. Trump was this anti-establishment candidate throwing any kind of shit to the wall just to conjure up black votes from Dems. And when actually there was never any interest in it, address the issues within the community. This is the picture of the so-called anti-establishment I'm right here lady. I guess this is Catherine. She out here with Jeb. Oh my gosh, so she might not be anti-establishment. I don't know what Bannon doing. Agreed, but it's fallacious to assume what's true of 1 or even 10 is true of them all. And Dems are equally as bad, if not worse, just in different ways. We shouldn't take anything off the table. In my opinion, it should be about policy, not the individual. Right, is it Bannon or what he's saying? It's always shoot the messenger with black people. Like, why not just listen to what he says and evaluate what he said instead of saying, oh, this guy said such and such in the past or did such and such in the past. Oh, he has Breitbart. Oh, we can't listen to him. Who would show up to such a thing? A lot of men on this site would. Actually, I would. Godfather Steve. It's possible because we have a high income amongst our black community. We just spend it wrong. No businesses, no matter what, will turn down a serious investment with funds. There is no reason why Atlanta doesn't have a significant bank with that black community down there. True. My boy is a reporter on a major station in South Carolina. Contact a few folks who went to the event for a piece he's doing. None of the attendees would go on record. Of course not. Nobody would. I'm gonna adapt this. Nobody would, because you shines are ignorant. If you find out who somebody went there, you would blackball them. You would boycott their businesses. You wouldn't boycott white folks' businesses. You would boycott black folks' businesses that go and listen to Steve Bannon to see what they can do. Just think about that. Black folks will boycott themselves just because the white liberal told you not to talk to that man. This is how. In 88 M3 Baptist, he's an agent, but they don't want to admit it. He's an agent, man. But it's crazy. Like, I never seen a black. He said allegedly. He says he's black. I think he's Islander, one of them cats. I never seen such a pro-Zionist guy in my life. Oh my gosh, coons! This guy called them coons. How you gonna coon and be ashamed of cooning? There it is. His website had a section on black crime. I'd be careful of his words. We know what his audience is. So we should ignore black crime. Because they know cooning eventually comes to an end. By who? What are y'all going to do? Order? How you going to stop it? What is cooning in the first place? Y'all switched up the word coon so much. It doesn't even mean what it did originally. And y'all use it to use anything you disagree with, you call it cooning. That's what it means in the black community. It's cooning. Whatever they say, it's cooning. Oh, you're cooning, you're cooning, you're cooning, you're cooning, you're cooning. You talk to Steve Bannon, you're cooning. You won't call Nicki Minaj coon. You won't call what Little Dirk coon. You won't call Chief Keef coon. You won't call Lil Wayne coon. Y'all so lost, man. Why are people lumping black people with the word minorities? What other minority groups out there besides blacks are struggling? I hate that damn word. Y'all some hook, line, and sinker ass niggas. All it takes to get on your side is for someone to say what you want to hear. You gotta say the truth, man. Invest in community banks. This is what I don't understand. And I'm gonna get to my post. It's in here and here. My boys are, he's laughing at the nobody wanted to go on record, which is smart because y'all would boycott them. Y'all love boycotting your own kind because you're shines. You don't even know any better. How do we spend it wrong, bruh? I looked at all the data. We save more than any other races. We try to save more than other races, but if you have no resources, your money don't bounce within the race. You can't get good loans from the bank or government because you black. You kind of fuck, B. And this goes back to, invest in community banks that will give you loans. What is wrong with you people? You can't read. You'll just see Steve Bannon and you go crazy. It's terrible for business. Black people absolutely hate Trump, but still love Obama when both were despicable. I tell you, they turned on Obama, man. The dollar only circulates in our community one time, bro. Why is it Dominican, Arab, Chinese stores in the black neighborhood? We don't own anything. Let me tap him up. Dominicans don't own many stores in the black community. They're black, and they're always aware that they are easy targets for black, as the police will not protect them. That's why they own saloons and shit are owned in areas where it's mainly them. You missed the point. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. First, sometimes y'all say Dominicans are black. Then they're not black. It The point is, they have their own communities and they have businesses in their own communities. Blacks have their own communities, but they don't have their businesses in their own communities, except for like a hair shop, or you know what I mean. They might have a barbershop, but other than that, they do not. The corner stores is all Arabs. The corner stores are all Asian. The corner stores are all Indian. That's what they are. They don't fuck with hood niggas like that. Africans learned this in the 80s and early 90s and dipped. Indians and Chinese are protected by police like white folks. Harm them and the police will make their block hot. Because, they'll complain and they know they'll shoot back. They don't care about none of y'all, man. Asian will put a cap in your behind. Sometimes the college educated sector is brain dead as F. Saying the black dollar circulates once isn't that big of a deal when you can't get anything as a group to give you opportunities to make it circulate more than once. White people give all those benefits to Hispanics who are illegal that they wouldn't dare give it to a nigga and smile on your face and tell you that what would be racist to give it to your black ass. Well, who's giving it to the Hispanics? That wouldn't be the Democratic Party that wants to make every city what's it called? What do they call them? A safe haven? Oh my gosh. I can't remember the term, man. It's crazy. What's the term for they let the illegals be safe in the city? Philadelphia is one. That they won't call the feds for illegal immigration. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's slipping my mind. It's early. Black folks got to realize there's nothing we can do if we aren't given anything in this first world system while they give us constant third world issues. We got hookworms in Alabama where black folks at, bruh. Come on, think about what's going on. Even Dr. Claude Anderson will tell you this. He told a bunch. I wrote a 20-page paper showing direct evidence of discrimination for raising capital. I'm pretty sure that's what he was highlighting. He stated that community banks are the best ways for raising capital. Many studies show community banks are ineffective for lending, and black businesses' biggest source of lending is from family or bootstrapping. To tell black owners that community banks are a viable solution is just PR and lying. What he should do, what he should be telling him is aspiring entrepreneurs need to have a higher saving rate from their white counterparts and to demand better anti-discrimination laws from community banks and credit unions. Evil angel investing crowdfunding had clear biases for white-funded companies. This is my post. Killer Mike. Y'all know you remember Killer Mike. Killer Mike was... he's a rapper. He makes a Run the Jewels. He has a tape series, album series with LP. It's actually pretty good music. And he was a rapper. He endorsed Bernie. He was a Bernie bro. He might have started the Bernie bro trend. But he was doing community. They're doing the speeches during the election, and he was telling everybody that black banks is the key to our salvation. Invest in black banks. This is what Killer Mike said. Now, if you was on the Coli back then, everybody was cheering it. So, Killer Mike, we need more black banks. Than we need to bank black, y'all. Steve Bannon, strengthen the community banks, of which he said many minority-owned businesses rely. Y'all, turn your face up. Me. You see my reputation. They give you negs for stuff you don't like. And you can see they don't like what I post. But yeah, I just had a comment on this because, black folks gotta listen to what people say, and you might not like Steve Bannon, but I think he was right in this. You gotta work with your community first, and that's what other people do. But y'all just not listening. You don't want to listen. I don't know why. It's amazing. Anyway, this is Uncle Hotep. Peace.